An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
In a few moments, the news.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is precisely 6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Chandima Veerakorn. Headlines. The President and the Cabinet accept the responsibility of the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. The Appropriation Bill 2021 will be tabled in Parliament in the second week of next month. The 156th birth anniversary ceremony of Anagarika Dharmapala held under the patronage of the President. The health authorities seek continued public support to eradicate COVID-19. Janata Vimukti Peramuna says the country needs a new constitution. On foreign news, Tata wins the bid to build new Indian parliament. In sports, it's tennis. Djokovic meets ATP chief and says player's body is moving ahead. Local stories in detail. Core Cabinet spokesman Minister Keheliya Rambukwella says that the President and the Cabinet accept the full responsibility for the 20th Amendment to the Constitution, which has been published. He said that the Cabinet held lengthy discussions in this regard. During a Cabinet media briefing in Colombo today, he said that the report of the committee appointed to study the matter will be announced in due course. The minister said that the amendment will be made in a transparent manner. He said that if there are problems related to the draft, it can be taken to the Supreme Court or amendments can be made at committee stage after placing it in the Parliament order book. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa presented to the Cabinet yesterday the policy framework that will be followed when preparing the Appropriation Bill 2021. It will allocate resources separately for the ministers to achieve the expected targets mentioned in the government's Vistas of Prosperity of Manifesto. It is expected to implement programs to provide drinking water to everyone, development of 100,000 kilometers of roads in the country, and giving priority for aquatic resources and irrigation sectors. It has been estimated that the state revenue in 2021 will be about 10.2% of the gross domestic product. Attention will be paid for taking necessary measures to achieve those targets and supporting digitalization of government activities. The Appropriation Bill 2021 is expected to be presented in Parliament in the second week of next month. The Cabinet has approved the proposal. The Cabinet has also approved the draft bill to amend the labour law to increase the minimum age of working to 60 years after publishing it in the Gazette and to present it in Parliament. Co-Cabinet spokesman Minister Ramesh Patirana said that the orders announced according to a number of 15 of 1985 employees trust fund provision presented by the Labour Minister to the table in Parliament. He said this during the Cabinet media briefing in Colombo today. The Cabinet has also approved to amend the Child and Youth Ordinance to define a child as a person below 18 years. The 156th birth anniversary ceremony of Srimat Anagarika Dharmapala took place today under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at Maliga Kanda Agra Shravaka Mahaviharaya. It has been organised by Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Society. The President and the delegation engaged in religious observances after paying floral tributes to the Dharmapala statue. The Mahanayaka of Kotte Kalyana Sri Samagri Dharma Maha Sangha Sabha, Venerable Ittapane Dharmalankara Thero, conducted the religious function. A commemorative coin was issued on the occasion. The Relax television channel, which telecast research programs targeting the youth, was launched at the ceremony. Venerable Monaragala Panyalankara is the head of the channel. Delivering an Anusashana, Chairman of Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Society, Venerable Banagala Upatissa Thero, pointed out that the country needs to take the path taken by Dampal Thero. The Thero requested to convert his house into a museum. Principal of Colombo Ananda Balika Vidyalaya, Chinta Karyavasam, recalled with gratitude of providing his land with the house to launch the school to meet the need of a school for Buddhist girls. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999.
Continuing with the local stories, Director of Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, Dr. Sudat Samaravira, said that public support is further expected to eradicate the COVID-19 pandemic. Coronavirus patients are not being reported from the society at present due to the commitment of everyone. Meanwhile, Army Commander Shavendra Silva says that no COVID patients were reported yesterday. 6,200 persons are undergoing quarantine process at 59 centres. 41,000 have completed their quarantine process. Janata Vimukti Peramuna says that the country needs a new constitution. It has said that the 1978 constitution has been outdated. Propaganda Secretary of the JVP, Vijay Thera, said that the country needs a new constitution which suits the present times. Minister C.B. Ratnayaka says that there is preparation to publicise various false propaganda about environment and wildlife destruction through the internet and Facebook. The minister said that non-governmental organisations and politicians under them are preparing to do so. He said that the government wants to hand over the country to a healthy and knowledgeable future generation. The minister was speaking during a media briefing at the Wildlife Conservation Department in Battaramulla today. Taking part in the media briefing, Director General of Wildlife W.A.C. Veragoda said that the department is taking all measures to protect forests. He said that gazette notifications are being issued to protect forest reserves and other forests. He said that various media published about destruction to forests at various places. However, he said they have found most of them do not belong to land conservation or wildlife conservation departments. A meeting took place between Minister Bandula Gunawardena and Trade and Investment Policy Coordinator of the Pakistan High Commission, Asma Kamal, today at the Trade Ministry. The discussion took place to remove the present trade agreements between the two countries and to prepare new guidelines. Ms. Asma Kamal said that the direct intervention of the Sri Lanka government is expected to inspect the quality of goods imported from Pakistan. She said that there is a high demand for Sri Lanka tea in Pakistan. She further said that the government is capable of providing a good market for other products such as pineapple and king coconut. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that plans have been made to establish an export processing village with the aim of increasing exports. He said that attention will be paid to set up the government institution to inspect imported goods. Former parliamentarian Vijaya Kala Maheshwaran appeared before the Presidential Commission to inquire into political victimization. She has been summoned as a respondent according to a complaint lodged by Jnanalingam Dhaneshwari on behalf of Police Constable Jnanalingam Mayuran, who worked at Chunnakam Police. Giving evidence, Police Constable Jnanalingam Mayuran disclosed details of a person who escaped custody and died when he was working at Jaffna, Chunnakam, and on the judgment given by the High Court based on fabricated evidence in connection with him. The video footage related to then Minister Vijayakala Maheshwaran ordering to release the suspect detained by the people in the area for the killing of Sivalokanathan Vidya was played at the commission. Recording of further evidence postponed until the 26th of this month. Chairman of the National Movement for Just Society, Karu Jayasuriya, says that the attention of the public should be drawn to the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. During a media briefing in Colombo today, the former speaker said that the aim of the movement is to create a just society. Today is the International Day of Patients' Security. The Colombo Lotus Tower was lighted in orange colour at 6 p.m. today to display the importance of patients' security. Arrangements have been made to light up in orange colour all hospitals and the Health Ministry premises today to mark the day. The project to empower primary health services are assisting in the activities. The International Patients Security Day ceremony was held under the patronage of Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi at the auditorium of the Casa Street Hospital for Women in Colombo. To end the local news, the headlines again. The President and the Cabinet accept the responsibility of the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. The Appropriation Bill 2021 will be tabled in Parliament in the second week of next month. The 156th birth anniversary ceremony of Anagarika Dharmapala held under the patronage of the President. The health authorities seek continued public support to eradicate COVID-19. Janata Vimukti Peramuna says the country needs a new constitution. That ends local news.
An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Ministry of Health says 22 individuals infected with COVID-19 made complete recoveries today. COVID-19 recoveries confirmed in Sri Lanka thereby reached 3,043. The total number of positive cases of novel coronavirus found in the country at present is 3,271. The epidemiology unit says 215 active cases are under medical care at selected hospitals. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board says the water supply for Colombo 1 area will be curtailed today. The water cut will be in effect for a period of 12 hours starting from 8 p.m. this evening. The interruption to the water supply will end at 8 a.m. tomorrow. The water supply to the Colombo 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 areas will be under low pressure during that period.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader. From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Tata wins the bid to build new Indian parliament. The US National Guard Major says officers requested a heat ray weapon for possible use against protesters. Greek police move migrants to new camp after Moria fire. One of India's biggest conglomerates has won the bid to build the country's new parliament building. Tata Projects will construct the $117 million building in the heart of the national capital, Delhi. It will replace the existing colonial-era complex and is expected to be completed by 2022, when India celebrates 75 years of independence. Critics say the government should be spending the money on controlling the coronavirus pandemic. The National Guard Major has said officers requested a heat ray weapon for possible use against protesters in a park next to the White House in June. Military police allegedly asked for the active denial system, which makes targets feel their skin is on fire. It was before authorities cleared Lafayette Square of demonstrators on 1st June amid protest over killing of black man George Floyd. Police on Greek island of Lesbos are moving thousands of migrants and refugees from the fire-gutted Moria camp to a new tent city nearby. 70 female officers in protective suits were flown in to organize the transfer of women and children to the temporary Kara Tepe camp. Yesterday, 4 Afghan asylum seekers were charged with starting the fire that destroyed Moria last week. To end the world news, the headlines again. Tata wins the bid to build new Indian parliament. The US National Guard Major says officers requested a heat ray weapon for possible use against protesters. Greek police move migrants to new camp after Moria fire. That ends world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader. From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
And on development news, Minister Mahindananda Alutgamage says that a program will be implemented to popularize organic fertilizer among the farming communities. He mentioned this during a discussion recently at his ministry on encouraging local farmers to use organic fertilizer. He said that the attention of the president could be drawn to purchase products at higher prices of the farmers who use organic fertilizer. He added the program would be implemented from January. The minister said that they target to increase the use of organic fertilizer by 30% within 3 years. That ends the development news. And on to sports news, it's tennis. Novak Djokovic had a chat with ATP chief Andrea Gaudzani ahead of Italian Open in Rome regarding his breakaway player's body. The world number one said, reiterating that the new association could be a positive addition to the men's tour. In a stunning move, Djokovic stepped down as head of the ATP Player Council last month, along with members Vasek Pospisil, John Isner and Sam Curry, and announced the formation of the Professional Tennis Players Association. Djokovic has described the PTPA, which he said has already attracted the support of more than 200 players, as a platform for the views of the athletes that can coexist with the ATP. Tennis governing bodies have, however, opposed the move and called for unity now that the sport has resumed after a lengthy shutdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That ends sports news.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goal.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
One of Sri Lanka's leading private sector banks, HNB, in partnership with Unimo Enterprises Limited, is offering customers vehicles with a down payment of 30% of the value of the vehicle. The partnership will provide customers with convenient leasing solutions for a limited stock of DFSK 7-seater SUVs, Glory 330 MPVs and Z100 compact cars during the promotional period.
The wait is over, and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
A special market opening ceremony was organised today by the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka and the Colombo Stock Exchange under the patronage of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to mark the digitalisation of the Sri Lankan stock market. The launch event was themed Hyperleap to the Future. The first phase of this initiative was to convert paper-based statements to electronic form and to facilitate companies listed on the CSE to pay dividends electronically to shareholders. As part of the second phase of the initiative, the CSE and SEC today launched a transformative digital offering through the new CSE mobile app, an end-to-end digital onboarding and online account opening feature that removes the barriers to entry for new investors. The event also featured a further revamp of CSE and SEC digital touchpoints, including new CSE, SEC and CDS websites, which were relaunched with user-friendly interfaces. That ends economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th phase offer from 14th September to 11th October. Win gifts worth in 100,000s for every over 3,000 rupees bill. Visit CIB today.
And finally on the weather report, the Met Department says windy conditions over the island and the showery condition over the southwestern part is expected to enhance temporarily to some extent from tomorrow to 21st of Monday. Showers will occur at times in central, Sabaragamuwa, western and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Matra districts. Heavy rainfalls above 100 millimeters are likely at some places. Several spells of showers will occur in north central province. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in Uva province and in Ampara district.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th phase offer from 14th September to 11th October. Win gifts worth in 100,000s for every over 3,000 rupees bill. Visit CIB today.
And to end this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The President and the Cabinet accept the responsibility of the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. The Appropriation Bill 2021 will be tabled in Parliament in the second week of next month. The 156th birth anniversary ceremony of Anagarika Dharmapala held under the patronage of the President. The health authorities seek continued public support to eradicate COVID-19. Janata Vimukti Peramuna says the country needs a new constitution. On foreign news, Tata wins the bid to build new Indian parliament. In sports, Djokovic meets ATP chief and says player's body is moving ahead.